One day, Butch pointed with his walking stick at a reef of ledges behind the old McMullen home and said, "Little pard, there's enough gold buried up there to keep us both in comfort for the rest of our days." Okay, so where am I and what's happening? It all goes back to a phone call I had with a psychic who helps people find hidden treasure.
And I got the impression somebody's going to call me from there. I'm going to find a huge treasure there. You know where it is?
St. George.
It is. The one I'm taken to, the first one I'm taken to is Butch Cassidy.
I wanted to find out if there was any documentation of Butch Cassidy being in St. George. The first clue that I came across was that he had an aunt and uncle that lived in Leeds, Utah, which is only about 16 miles from St. George. So here I am in Leeds tracking down the Butch Cassidy story, and one of the things I found was that his aunt and uncle lived right here on the main street in Leeds. There's a little historical plaque. So this is the McMullen house, the Mormon Hotel. Brigham Young McMullen and his wife Ada are one of the homes that are still standing, one of the oldest homes. So Brigham Young and Ada McMullen lived right here in this house, and Ada was Butch Cassidy's dad's sister. Her name was Ada Parker McMullen. So here we're up above behind the McMullens, and I just want to give you a perspective up here from on top. So this is Leeds down in here. The McMullens' place was right there. And then there's kind of a hill here, but there's an opening that goes through, comes over, and then the cemetery is right over on where those trees are, right there. So this all would have been open land before I-15, so you could have just, walked back and forth. Okay, so I've got this book. It's called Butch Cassidy, The Untold Story by Carrie Ross Bourne and Lisa Lee Bourne. It's actually signed by Carrie and Lisa. Okay, so that's pretty cool. This is what the book said, that Butch Cassidy was his final years here in Leeds, Utah. Art Davidson spent the summer and fall of 1956 with Butch. Old age was beginning to take its toll on his mobility, but whenever he felt up to it, Butch would walk with Art as they talked. On one occasion, they trekked over the hill and across an alfalfa field behind the McMullen home to a little private cemetery where Butch's Uncle Brig and Aunt Ada were buried. One day, Butch pointed with his walking stick to some ledges and said, "There's enough gold buried up there to keep us both in comfort for the rest of our days." Could those be where Butch Cassidy hid some of his loot?